My name's Brian. Congratulations on the purchase of your new motorcycle. And so today we're going to give you kind of a rundown of the operation and just a overall function of the motorcycle. I guess to begin with, your bike will come with two sets of 3 keys for a total of 6 keys. Obviously you have 2 for the ignition, which is located on the left-hand side of the bike towards the center of the bike here. So you have 2 keys for that, as well as 2 keys for the fill cap on the fuel tank, and 2 keys for the steering lock, which is on the left-hand front left-hand of the bike, located right here. As far as just general function, everyday kind of riding kind of function of the bike, you know, the control switches are set up pretty much like a standard motorcycle. You know, if you've ridden or are familiar with a Harley or anything else, it's kind of similar. You have your turn signals on the outer edge, you know, of the, it's going to be the first button that your thumb's going to reach, so that's the same on both sides. So you got your obviously your right turn signal here and your left turn signal on the left side, and like I say, it's the first button, which is commonly how you'll find the switches set up on other motorcycles. Should be pretty familiar for you. Now on the left switch, again, you got your turn signal button here. The center button is going to be the horn. And the final switch here, little toggle switch here, is going to be your high, low beam. Now on the right hand switch, again, you get your turn signal button here. The center button is going to be your starter button. Push this to start. And your little toggle switch here is going to be your on-off. So of course, if it's off and you hit the button, you know, it will not start. You'll have to have it to the on position to start. And of course, the key also on the on position. Now when starting a bike cold, you got your choke here. Generally, cold start is going to require choke. You just lift it all the way up, and then just turn the fuel valve on. Fuel valve is going to be on the left-hand side of the tank, located right here. There is an arrow on the other side here, pointing in this direction. So, and there's also wording here to remind you where you're at, you know, for, you know, the off position, which is in now, on, and reserve. So you just turn this to wherever you want it. Typically you'll have it in on position, unless you know you're running low, then you may rotate it to the reserve position. When the bike's sitting, you definitely should have the fuel turned off. As far as the ignition switch, when you put the key in, there's 2 positions. The first one is just going to be kind of an accessory. It'll turn headlights on and kind of that type of thing. But when you go to start the bike and actually ride the bike, you're going to want to have it turned fully to the second position. Again, that's kind of standard, I think, on your typical kind of bike like this. So should be nothing out of the ordinary there. So once it's inserted here and turned to the second position, at that point you can start the bike. Again, we'll rotate the fuel to the opposition. We have the choke on. Usually I just give it a little twist there. You can see the lights are on here. You want to make sure it's in neutral. You know, when you start the bike, neutral lights right there. These are your So also here, next to the switch, next to the ignition switch, you'll find a plug where you can insert a tender to charge it, keep the battery maintained, a battery tender. So again, if your bike's going to be sitting for like a week or 3 to 5 days at a time or something, or even longer, it's recommended that you use a battery tender. And again, you can just attach that right here. Just remove the cap and plug it in there. That way your battery won't go low, and just will extend the life of the battery. So again, just want to say thanks for the purchase, for purchasing the motorcycle, and congratulations. I hope you, I believe you definitely enjoy it, and yeah, just look forward to you getting a bike and